We did not relocate from Majengo Sokoni. We are still in Majengo Sokoni. But the funny thing is, the parents trusted us with their kids because of the service delivery. We deliver nothing but the quality and the very best. And that is why the number keeps on bulging.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear viewers, welcome back again to this podcast. My name is Mr. Mohammed, also known as Ayanle in other YouTube channels. Today we have a special guest, and is none other than Mr. Shaban Khatib, our season principal of Imam Shafi High School. Welcome, Mr. Shaban Khatib.
Thank you, Mr. Director, sir. I am honored to be here.
Thank you. All right, let's start with preview overview of Imam Shafi High School. Can you tell us about little Imam Shafi High School and what you know?
Well, Imam Shafi High School started way back in 2019 January with a population of about 11, and alhamdulillah, things have changed. The house have expanded to over 100 plus.
Mashallah. It was just a great. Mr. Shaban Khatib, you are a young man, yes? I think, how did you got to be, you jumped from being young man to a principal at such an age? Was it the blessing of from your mother, or how was it? How do you describe such a situation?
One, I think it was a passion because it's something I like doing, though I wasn't born a leader, but I'm one person who likes achieving small targets. Maybe from the small achievements, that is what made me to be who I am today.
All right. Then what do you attribute your early days? Was it your extra, were you a giver, or you just used to be like any other teachers who are passive? Maybe your director chose you. It's because of few things that he saw you, although you can't describe yourself. But what can you remember then, when your early days, when you joined us here at Imam Shafi? It was a young school starting. That time you also, I think, a graduate, or you are studying then, yes? Mm-hmm. Then, and you are young, and then you joined us. Then what happened then, and how did we get spotting you in that leadership position before you became the leader? But what were the signs? According to the way you see?
Well, I think our able director must have spotted some of the qualities of which by then mushroomed up. One of them being committed, active, and a giver with passion. So maybe who could give the very best. By then the director must have seen those particular qualities that made him change his mind and make a U-turn, that he believed in me and granted me the responsibilities.
Wow, great. Mr. Shaban, since you're the principal, how are your programs run? Is it Islamically integrated with the 844 system and the madrasa side? How is the Imam Shafi High School? Is it different from other schools? Maybe what do you see are different? What's your program?
Well, when we started, we had not integrated fully the dini, the madrasa section. But alhamdulillah, when we had steps to make, or rather to move, we programmed for 6:40, 7:40. That is 1 hour madrasa every day in the morning. Then, of course, the Arabic subject was also not on the timetable. And after we introduced madrasa, then we also introduced the Arabic. Apart from that, we also do organize Quran competitions regularly. That is once in a year, of which we are planning. On our calendar of events, we have one that will come early next term. So for those parents who would want to see, observe other students participate or compete in the same, they are more than welcomed to come and join us.
Lately, we heard that at Imam Shafi, you won a tournament, and to me, it was a surprise that the team has won at Movita tournament was Imam Shafi. of all the people, how did it happen? That miracle, how did you pull the rug under?
Yes, well, it wasn't simple. It was a hard task, but it came with preparation. We must have received a financial support from our board of management, moral support, and of course we were exposed to extra and facilities that must have enabled us to clinch the cup easily. It wasn't an easy thing, by the way. We had big schools like Kuba,
Memon, yes.
Memon, Abu Huraira, just to mention
even Light Academy,
Academy with the 2 teams.
Yeah.
With Safina, Badala, but Alhamdulillah, the boys were up to the task, and I believe they believed in themselves that we delivered the cup home.
In fact, they say champions must be disciplined. I don't know, maybe prior to the tournament, as a school and part of maybe our vision was sports the center of our strategic way of thinking, yes? As sports was a avenue for the students to get exposed based on the school which was young, upcoming. Then we could not attract fast then those days big marks. Any person who was coming, we could provide sports, yes. So did it play something a role there so that we won that champion?
The world changed today.
Yeah.
That students no longer go for learning only. It is an all-round learning, and that is why at that particular moment Imam Shafi was a powerhouse in terms of we would provide quality education to the standards expected by the community, and at the same time we could play a role in nurturing talents, and that must have been spotted with parents, and that is why we made it so easy.
So how does a sports play a role in the child's development or the student's development?
Okay.
Psychologically, mentally, physically, are they active in class when they participate in sports? Right?
Well, there is an assumption that goes by, if you are mentally fit, physically fit, morally fit, then you will be fit to fit in the society. Our mission is to move the community forward. Moving the community forward, it simply means physically, mentally, and morally for these particular students to fit in the community and produce either leaders or produce those great businessmen in the community. And that is why with sports today, if you go somewhere, a manager or a director would want to see if this particular person will go an extra mile beyond the expected time. Maybe you are supposed to be at work at your workstation early than expected or leave late than expected, but you realize you can't manage if you are not physically fit. Again, the world is also changing in that there are a lot of curiosities around that, especially along the coast, that we have abuse of substances. And you see, we can use these physical activities to keep this particular learners in school and engaged, rather than exposing them to the community, that they have free time of which they would misuse perhaps, and that is why it still fits in our schedule as Imam Shafi.
Mr. Shaban, I think as Imam Shafi High School, you're not left behind like another part of our group of schools. Issue of trips, are they catered within the curriculum, or there's a student who have grown up, they don't go to trips, or do they participate in trips? And what are some of the benefits for students going outside classes?
One, the trips, educational trips, are incorporated in our system, in our plans, in our calendar of events. And of course, you see, you cannot be teaching from January to January. the mindset will become bored. So to do away, rather to reduce the boredness, then it means we're going to engage the learners in out of class learning, and that is what we call academic trips. Recently, alhamdulillah, we had one. It went well, and of course students enjoyed. At the end of the day, it becomes a talk. It is a strategy that we never talk about, but it yields positive results. One, the sporting, and two, the academic trips. There are some I won't mention, but there are some stakeholders in the education system that they believe that the learners are supposed to be gauged like animals in a zoo, perhaps. And you see, with that, the learners, with the changed world, then it becomes a hectic to manage them. But if perhaps we are synchronizing these particular sports and these particular trips, and that is why today we have smiling faces with a positive change in number.
Wow, good. Then let's come to the issue of as Imam Shafi. This school, is it growing in terms of yearly performance in the KCSE? The years we started and now, is there a difference under your leadership? That is there any positive that we can say that the days we started then, I think the first class was 2020, and today, is there a mean increment in terms of performance, or we're stagnated?
Well, we are a young school, but it doesn't mean even kids that are born today, they are fed by breastfeeding. That means that our first KCC year was 2021. And of course, we had a mean. By then, when you're starting, you have to make a step. That is where we started from. But since then up to now, the second year and the third year in KCC, we had a positive deviation of 1. So that is, we have had a positive trajectory in terms of KCSE performance, and that is something. Okay, I'm not giving a fabricated figure, but it is something that is everywhere. You can prove it by yourself. You can confirm, and I believe in one thing. I believe in. If maybe you're getting to hear these things from online, come see for yourself. Come visit us. Come bring your child. Then maybe you will see that what was being said, it is in fact a fact.
In early days, we used to face challenges of space. I remember those days, yes. But still, even the location we are in, but despite all those, we thank God, yes, that God has brought people in. At the same time, they brought our vision. So how was it? Were you facing challenges, some of the parents, then based on the location then, and now how are their perception?
One, I'll quickly react on spacing, then I'll react on the mindset of the parents. Now, we had an issue with spacing by then. We were one-streamed with about a maximum of 10 students in a class. But right now, alhamdulillah, we have a class that can hold a capacity of up to 50 students in a class. That is something that, of course, structure-wise, we have actually expanded. We had one block by then, and right now we have 2 blocks under one name. So when we talk of structures, we have expanded. We had by then we had only 1 staff room, and we have more than 1 staff room. So that is a positive improvement. Now, when I think I joined the Imam Shafi group of schools, fraternity, parents had an issue, this is Majengo, this is, they call Sokoni, and in Sokoni, anything can be sold. It is true, but the services offered at that particular industry is what sells itself. We did not relocate from Majengo Sokoni. We are still in Majengo Sokoni. But the funny thing is, the parents trusted us with their kids because of the service delivery. We deliver nothing but the quality and the very best, and that is why the number keeps on bulging.
Wow, great. Shaban, I think that is the academic. Then we come to the, maybe what is the school's vision, mission? How do you see, inshallah, based on our combined efforts, since we are the pioneers, in 5 years, where we want to see ourselves, based on also the changing environment of now CBC is coming? Are we ready? Can you tell parents any of your suggestion?
Reacting on the mission of the school, or rather the mission of the industry, the Imam Shafi group of schools, is to move the community forward. Community is a collective word that includes underage, above age, and the community at large. We are not only targeting, of course, we know that KCSE is coming to an end in about 4 years' time. And of course, we have the community to serve and we have the community to push forward. We have other projects that, of course, are mushrooming up to cater for the needs of the community. And in 5 years' time, I would see in Imam Shafi a vocational training center. I would see an Imam Shafi training college. I would see an Imam Shafi university by that particular time. Well, apart from the...
Talking the college now, keep going, yes.
Yeah, apart from the institutions mentioned, of course, we are moving to the CBC, the junior secondary, and of course, we are incorporating that. And apart from the CBC and the junior secondary, we'll further look into the physical education and computer literacy. Almost everybody today can buy or order an item online, and of course we believe that if we are going to encourage the computer literacy, then we are still moving the community forward.
So what are some of the achievements you're proud of, Imam Shafi? Can you highlight high school?
Okay, well,
personally and as a school.
One, I got the number from 11, actually. That was 2019 January.
You saw growth, yeah.
And Alhamdulillah, we are over 100. That is an achievement. It's not my achievement, but it is an institutional achievement that I'm proud of.
How do you see when students see you along the streets? Now you're a young man, still you're a young man, but when you graduate others, you seem to be old. They greet you. How do you feel when you join your friends, come back to you, your former students? And I like one thing with Shaban, it's rare to see teachers, but I see you most often, you still have your friends that did 2 years, 3 years ago, they still pass you, they like meeting you. I don't know, is it the age mates? I don't know, or you used to treat them specially, or you could understand their language?
Most importantly, personally, if I go back to my former school, we used to see back then, if you see a teacher on the corridor and you are on the other corridor, most likely you would take a U-turn and of course disappear in a speed of flashlight. But Alhamdulillah, so far for the past 3 years, I had students who became friends and who are now my family. And there is one thing that I'm proud of, very proud of, that they even visit, even after completing their 844 system. Another thing is that we help one another in the manner that maybe these particular students want to get engaged somewhere, and they are like, maybe if I consult from our teachers, maybe they would be of having more knowledge than us, and of course they will give us directions. Of course, that is something we proudly do. And We even integrate the other those ones who joined universities to come and give alumni speeches to the particular students who are still schooling, and of course they will tell them what is expected of them. And of course, you see, if they would listen to their teenage colleague, of course they will take it more seriously than maybe they would have heard it from somebody else. Another thing on the same, just to add, as I had highlighted earlier, that they were friends who became family. They were students who became friends who became a family. We still engage with those particular parents who we once held their students' hands till up to today, and that is something that is rare to happen.
Wow, great. Maybe could you tell us, maybe challenges are more, one or two you can touch very fast before we conclude?
Well,
personal challenges, school challenges, then how you overcame them? Maybe if you could help one or two.
One of the challenges that we actually experienced is, parents, they were not used to waking their students early. Yeah. They used to come to school actually at 7:15. Okay. The lessons could start at 8:45, if I can remember well.
Yeah, those days, yeah.
Yeah. Now, changing the mindset that it's not 7:15, it's 6:30. It was time consuming until these particular parents and students adapted. Because, it was a small mushrooming school that wanted to be a powerhouse and wanted to be a center of excellence, an institution that is recognized all over. It was something that actually we've worked on, and though it took us time, and of course, being a time factor, we could say it was a challenge. Another thing, of course, we had limited space, of which I had also mentioned earlier, but of which our able director worked on. And of course, now we have more than enough space to accommodate and offer the services that are of quality and to the expectation of the community, and to move the community forward.
Wow, that was a wonderful interview for Mr. Shaban. I would like to thank you for your participation. You really gave us your time, and I think you are one of the pillars of Imam Shafi group of schools, the pioneer teachers who stood with me during tough times, hard times, and I can say and attest that Shaban stood with me when things were down, when we were facing numerous, not only challenges, resources, labs. Even we could sit even normal desks then, the primary desks then when we were starting. But alhamdulillah, today you saw, and nothing makes someone happy when they see the flowers flourishing. Yes, and then when it bears the fruits, he also eats. Now alhamdulillah, he's really trying his best, and may we wish him the best so that the institution grows. He also grows financially, mentally, spiritually, and also groom him. I'm older than him a few years, but still I consider young leaders, because I chose him because he was representing me. I was young. People gave me chance to lead schools. My founders, my fellow directors, they really interested me. Then the same, I've entrusted Shaban with us at Imam Shafi, and as a leader, I don't choose based on the age or what. The honest, the trustworthy, and the cleanliness. Then I guided him a lot, and alhamdulillah, he's really doing now. He runs this school alone. He just asks me a few advices, but the rest he plays. I wish all my other staffs, I wish them the best. Leadership is tough, it's hard, but the fruits are steering a boat is really tough. When others are loaded, is at your back. That's how a leader is sometimes. So Shaban, I really enjoyed this interview. We want to see you more of episodes. You will be appearing, you co-hosting with us, and I say thank you.
Thank you too. Pleasure all mine.
Thank you.